weekend that we were a part of and a wonderful week. Couldn't have asked this team for more than what they gave me this whole week from Tuesday on. The energy from practices to us, being together in the hotel, just the energy and everything they gave. They gave everything. And to play 4 days in a row is tough on your body when you're not used to it. Only you guys can only imagine how, their bodies have tightened up, ankles, knees, whatever you want to call it, but they pushed through. And just tonight was not our night, and a better team won.
Yes, sir. And now we'll open up for questions. Please state your media affiliation.
Coach, Jacob from the Baltimore Sun. You guys battled back to tie it up with about 10 minutes left, but then they pulled away again. What was maybe the difference in the last 10 minutes specifically?
I thought, they had made a run, and I knew we would make a run. They just made another run after we made another run, and we didn't get the stops that we needed to. Late, in that last 10 minutes, we just didn't get the stops that we needed to. Too many offensive rebounds, just way too many offensive rebounds. We got killed on the glass. We didn't box out. We just were tipping, and not getting control of the ball.
And then, Coach, what are your thoughts on the free throw discrepancy in the game? 43 for them, 17 for you guys.
God, I wish I could. It's a tragedy, man. It is. I wanted to say something to the ref about the free throws because at one point they had shot in 23 and we had shot in 4, and I just didn't understand. Listen, at the end of the day, I'm gonna say this. I know, we're not the sexiest team in the world. We're not the sexiest program. Lincoln was at the bottom, but I'll tell you what, we coming up, and we're coming. So I'm gonna say we coming because we definitely the foul situation, the fouls, the ticky-tack fouls. It was just he has respect here. And y'all know who I'm talking about. He has respect here. And those refs are going to give him those calls because he's an older guy. I'm new to this, and I'm new to this conference. And so playing against somebody who's a veteran coach, he's going to get those calls. And we just didn't get those calls tonight when our guys were going to the basket, getting hit, pushed, everything. And we just didn't get those calls. And the discrepancy is just terrible. Like 40, what did you say, 43? 43 to our 17. It's crazy. Just unreal.
Coach, speaking about coming back strong, and you said you're new, I'm going to speak it into existence. Essentially, your inaugural season. You have a young group here. You have 2 seniors. What's the game plan looking like, starting fresh, recruiting, and coming back to finish what you all started? You've definitely set the foundation.
Well, first of all, I don't even know if I have this job. So let's just start there, right? So I'm the interim, so I don't know what my future holds. If they want me, I'll be here. These 2 guys are the pillars of what we're starting. We got a freshman here, and we have a sophomore here. And these guys are the pillars of the program and starting to build from the foundation up of what Lincoln basketball is going to be. Our recruiting has already started. I signed 2 kids already. And, we have to change some things in this program, and we have to change some positions have to be changed. We got to get stronger. We got to get bigger. And we got killed on the backboard on the rebounds, and we got to get a muscle guy. We got to get a muscle guy, definitely.
And last question, Freddie, coming in as a freshman and being able to have this type of impact coming into championship Saturday, just the culture. What does this do for you heading back into the off season, and what will you tell players coming in next year?
What kind of? I learned so much this season. I want to win, so the impact that I've had, I feel as though it comes just from wanting to win. And to the players that are coming in, I'm gonna try to instill that in them, make them want to win, because that's all I want to do. And if you're surrounded by me, if you surrounded me, you gotta want to win too. So I just want to win.
Derek Vaughn, the Charmtastic Mile of Baltimore. This is just an overall question anyone, coach, and then the players can answer. The 4 games that you had, the 4-game run, and an experience here in Baltimore, what's the inner motivation for you and the players for next year to come back and say, you know what, we can win this thing?
So that is the motivation, and that's the first thing I said to them is that we will be back here. We know what it takes. We know what it takes to get here, and we got to do things better. There's certain things we got to clean up and to get back to here. And there's certain personnel things that we got to change to get back here. But the goal is like I said to them, is to get back to the championship and win it. It's not just to get back, but it's get back and win it. And so I'm hoping, like last year when we lost at the buzzer to Livingstone, you know, I know it fueled him. I know it's fueled Bakir. Freddie didn't play last year, but now this will fuel Freddie. You know, Janai got fueled. And those guys who were freshmen last year, it fueled them to come back this year and want to get back to this point. So I'm hoping that it fuels them to want to get back to this point and not only be here on this Saturday, but win it. That's the goal.
Ali with the Baltimore Banner, Coach, and Reggie. New York City shout out, St. Raymond's, Riverside Church, Brooklyn, Harlem,
Yes, sir.
Bronx.
Yes, sir.
Talk about Reggie's performance in the second half, because it really looked like you guys were drowning. And then he heated up something special. He caught that fourth foul, and then you had to pull him and getting him in and out. But just talk about that little run that he had and the energy that he brought and just what that feeling was like, knowing that, you know, you guys were right there to tie it back up, and unfortunately it just, you know, wasn't able to make it happen.
So it's funny you say that. So I was yelling at him. I said, yo, we from New York. We do this. We come back. We're from New York. The poise, the leadership that he's given us all year, and I know, you know, how bad he wanted it. And that run, unfortunately, when he picked up the fourth, I had to take him out. I didn't want to take him out, but I had to, because if he picks up another one, then we're done. And so I had to take him out. But that run, he's done that for us many times this season, where he's just able to get into the lane and you know, get that mid-range shot. That's his go-to. That is his shot. And so, you know, I know when we run certain plays for him, he'll get into the mid-range, and that is his go-to move.
I just want to say, as you said, from New York, coming from where we come from is a blessing. You know, 2 or 3 years ago, being in Spooky Nook at an 8 a.m. game where they recruiting us, I would have never thought I would have been here. So I can't even hang my head. I'm blessed. I'm blessed that everybody in this room even care what I have to say. I can't even be sad. I am blessed. We're all blessed to be here. But I'm telling you one thing, we're going to get it done. We changed the narrative of Lincoln basketball. We will get it done.
Bill Rudick, Daily Local News. My question's for Reggie, tagging on to what Coach said earlier about fueling. The other day you spoke about how much last year's ending fueled your hunger for this year. Talk about how that's even going to be more amplified after your performance and this finish.
Well, losing in quarterfinals motivated me to get past there. Now we got past there. Now we made it to the chip game. So now we have another obstacle to come through, and getting past the chip game is next, and being champion, that's the next goal, and it will happen.
Last question from me for you, Coach. Talk about Corey a little bit. That's a big impact senior that you're going to be losing.
Definitely. Corey is definitely an impact senior that we're going to be losing. But, you know, we have guys that will step in and play and do what he can do. We're looking forward to Manny coming back. Freddie can step into that role. Manny will be coming back off of surgery. And so there's guys that will step into that two-guard position and will be absolutely fine. You know, unfortunately, I know Corey would have wanted to play a better game tonight, and they did a hell of a job on him. You know, shutting him down and making sure that he didn't get his shot off and putting length on him, where, you know, I think they saw what he struggles with that. And they did a good job on him tonight. He 1 for 10, 1 for 7 from 3, but he had 9 free throws. But, you know, I know that was the key for them to shut him down. And they did a good job. But we're gonna miss him, and he played his heart out. You can see at the end, you know, he wanted that shot at the end, but I know we have guys that are ready to step into that role, so I'm not worried.
Stephen Gaither, HBCU Game Day. Coach, you know, you guys, you know, you take over as an interim, and you guys really get out there and made a run. You made everybody switch. You gave the top teams, you know, you pushed them all, beat a couple of them as well. Just talk about, you know, what this season has meant to you, and then for the players, just what Coach has meant to you guys. I know he's, you know, it seems like he cares a lot about you guys, and it shows with the way you guys relate to each other. So
I'll let them talk first. I'll talk last.
Nobody believed in Coach coming as an interim that we'll be here. We was predicted a 6th seed, and we made it to the championship. Once again, that's a blessing. And I also want to give credit to assistant coach, Coach Keyshawn, who does an amazing job with the scout. Nobody believed in it, and I'm telling you, we will get it done. We will.
To add on to that, the one thing that, like, Coach has always done is he's always put trust in us. Like, that's you can't ask for more. Like, he's always trusted in us to do what we got to do. He knows that we got the game. He knows that we got the talent, the heart to do what we got to do. he's always put his trust in us for us to do what we got to do. And Coach Key, you know what I'm saying? Coach Key has always done his part, has always done more than his part, honestly, to make sure that this ship sails.
So I wouldn't be the coach I was without an assistant coach. Me and Key started together 3 years ago with Coach Lowry. And now we're here together, and I wouldn't be where I am because of him. He has been an angel sent, and that's why I wanted him up on this table today. Because without him, we aren't good defensively. When I got the interim job, the first thing I said to Keyshawn is, "You got the defense." I was like, "You got the defense." I was like, "Come up with X, Y, and Z. These are the things I want to see," and he did that. And throughout the whole summer, we were together in the office, going through stuff. I was doing the offense, going through stuff. And so, I mean, our defense was amazing. You know what I'm saying? We flew around. I think we had one of the top defenses in the country. And so, you know, that's the thing we hang our hats on. And that's the one thing that what Coach Lowry left us with is defense wins championships. And we got here. We just didn't defend tonight. But we'll be back, guys. We'll be back. You have not seen the last of the Lincoln Lions. That is for sure.
And as that was the last question, this is the end of the press conference. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Nice shirt, man. Nice sweatshirt. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Good evening. Welcome to the 2023 CIAA Postgame Press Conference. My name is Taisha Lindsay, your moderator for today. Joining us is head coach Cleo Hill Jr. of Winston-Salem State, number 11, Jonathan Hicklin, number 12, Xavier Fennell, number 25, Jalen Parker. Before we open it up for questions, we'll have an opening statement from head coach Cleo Hill Jr.
Yes, thank you. I want to start with congratulating Lincoln University. Coach Armstrong, in his first year as head coach, did a heck of a job throughout the course of the year. You know, we played him in Winston. We also saw him in New York. But he did a great job, and along the way in the CIAA tournament, like he took down some monster programs, like, and some monster coaches. You know, Coach Blow is a two-time CIAA champion, two-time coach of the year, and won at two different universities. And the same thing with Luke at Fayetteville, current CIAA champion, former two-time coach of the year, and also won the CIAA championship at two different institutions. And I just said to myself, I'm kind of in the same boat. Two-time champion, two-time coach of the year, one at two different institutions. So the buck just really had to stop with us. But he and his coaching staff did a great job, and we punched him in the mouth in the first half, and you all saw them come storming back. But I give credit to my guys and my coaching staff because we bent. But we didn't break. So congratulations to them, but also congratulations to my team and my coaching staff.
Yes, sir. And now we'll open up for questions. Please state your media affiliation.
I'm Ali with the Baltimore Banner. Coach, up and down the Charmtastic Mile, the signs that have been advertising the CIAA tournament for about a month now says creating new legacies. And I think that speaks to you in the effect of where you are, your legacy, your father's legacy, who he played for, this great program. Talk about the meaning of winning this trophy and your family legacy.
Well, I think for me, I mean, it starts a long time ago with Coach Gaines and what he did, as well as my dad. And it goes on down the line with Ted Blunt and Earl and, you know, Troy Russell, you know, Charlie Spell. So it's a long list of guys. But that was our athletic motto this year, protect the legacy. And all the sports programs at our institution understood that. But in particular, the men's basketball program, we really took it to heart. And that's something we talked about all year. We were recognizing this year as the 55th year anniversary of the national championship team. So the two of them together is something that we wanted to protect. And as Coach Gaines being my mentor, it's humbling, you know, to sit in almost literally the same seat that he sat in. And, you know, my dad walked these very footsteps on our campus where he met my mother. So it's a lot to digest, but I'm glad the success I'm having as a coach and my staff is here at Winston-Salem State. You know, there was something also very dear to me. I really, really, really wanted to send the greatest chancellor in the world out with two CIAA championships, he and the First Lady. And I'm glad I was able to do that with this staff and this basketball team.
Coach, this is Kyle with the Kyle Brown Podcast.
Nice hat, man.
Yeah, hey, man.
It's
you know,
nice.
Go Rams all the way,
It's
all
beautiful.
the way, man.
It's beautiful.
2 in 3 years. You're probably one of the first coaches to win one in Charlotte, now in Baltimore. What's the word that you would give your team throughout the past 3 years that you've been able to infuse in them to be able to get to this height of a championship? What word would you give?
Well, you can't be at Winston-Salem State without expectations. You know, it goes the same with the Golden State Warriors, Los Angeles Lakers, all the great teams. You can't come here and not expect to win division championships and conference championships and advance to the NCAA tournament. It's just part of the deal when you're a coach here or you're a player here. So when we lost those 3 games straight, you know, my staff and I felt like the team hit rock bottom. Whatever listening they weren't doing, we got their attention after that third straight loss, and it carried us into that Livingstone game at the Joel Coliseum, which I think is very important concerning this tournament. But that's what I say to them. It's Winston-Salem State, man. You can't lose 3 games straight. You're going to feel the pressure from everybody, starting with myself and my staff, from the community, from the student body, faculty, staff. You're just going to feel it. So that would be the word.
Stephen Gaither, HBCU Game Day. Nice to meet you guys. For the players, you know, I know you guys were all on the 2020 team that won. Just talk about that feeling versus this feeling, or just from there to here, how it feels in you guys' journeys as part of individuals, as part of this team and this program.
It feel real good to get back to winning, the winning culture. When I first came in here at Winston and won, I didn't want to lose, so I felt the winning, and then I felt the losing, and I know how I feel to win. I know how I felt to lose in the championship. In a CIAA tournament. So I want to get back to that win feeling, and it feel good. We all came together and bonded, and did what we had to do to get the win.
In all honesty, everything kind of aligned just like how it did in 2019. Everybody locked in. Everybody was one. Everybody was on the same page. Everybody had that energy. I can feel the energy just around everything, how everything happened, how everything went. And I was just proud of my guys because we stayed together. Just like Coach said, we went on that 3-game losing streak. We didn't part ways. We didn't go in individual directions. We came together, and that's all it takes.
Same as they said, man. It's crazy for me, but I think we came together as a team. I think John and X played big minutes, leading us as seniors as they should, and we came and got it done. So I'm just glad to be back.
Yes, sir, big dog.
And then, Coach, for you, lastly, it seems like all 3 of these guys, at certain points, you've had to sit them, and then maybe they haven't gotten to play as much as they want to. But is this kind of how you envisioned it coming together? For another championship, knowing that you kind of had to, get things lined up.
I was thinking that when they were talking, it was stressful with these 3 guys this year. Bringing in a bunch of new guys, and the coaches demanding that you play to a certain standard, and sometimes you're a senior, and I've been a senior before. You kind of think as a senior, look, these new guys, they got to earn their way. They got to pay their dues. And that's just not how I do things or how we do things as a staff. You have to earn it every day. And it was stressful seeing, Xavier have to come off the bench, and, John coming off the bench, and, Parker, his story, somebody needs to do a movie on his story. I'll get into it on another day, but it started at the end of last season with a conversation. But look, it would be a bestseller. But I think during the course of the year, their energy went up and down because of not starting or not playing a lot. And I think it hit rock bottom with that 3-game losing streak. And the coaching staff just challenged them. Look, you can mope out your last, and at that time we had 1 guaranteed game against Livingstone and 1 guaranteed game in the tournament. You can go out moping, or you can go out as 2-time champions in 4 years. And I think, I don't know if they had a conversation, but the energy showed that they wanted to go out with 2 championships in 4 years. But it was a stressful journey this year, and, I couldn't baby them. You got to earn it, and I think they did. And I think all 3 of them showed that tonight, even though Parker didn't play as much. But his energy on the bench and his focus was great. And the conversations he was having with the players that were coming out of the game and going back in, I thought it helped us.
Fellas, congratulations again. This is Kenny Brown of the Kyle Brown Podcast. I just want to know what went through your heads when Lincoln went on that 10-0 run. How did y'all bring the team together and basically told them we're going to win this game?
When they went on the 10-0 run, we didn't get bothered by that because it's basketball. We knew coming out in the halftime, coach said they're going to go on the run or we're going to go on the run. Just stay poised and stay together, and that's what we did. So we just stayed together and we weathered the storm. We knew it was going to make a run, but it wasn't going to last long. So we knew to stay together and just trusting with the coaches and our teammates.
In all honesty, throughout the whole regular season, we played very close games. So I felt like we was very comfortable in that situation. All we had to do was stay solid, stay together, and play to win. And like we continue to say, we've been here before, so we had to show and improve it.
Yeah, like they said, I think the seniors stepped up again. I seen John, really locked in. I talked to him, just said lock in, and he kept everybody, the younger guys together, and then we finished the job.
For the players, whoever wants to answer, Coach talked about the 3-game losing streak. The loss to Johnson C. Smith came 10 days ago. Could you guys have imagined 10 days ago that you would be sitting here as CIAA champions?
Nah, probably not. But, we was confident, though, at the end of the day. Like, through all adversity, we stuck with it. Even when we couldn't see it, just following the coaching staff and their game plan, we felt like, at the end of the day, we'll still get it done.
Basketball is just like the game of life. You're going to face challenges. You're going to face adversity. How you going to get through it? How you going to get over it? And that's how we did today. We overruled. We overcame.
Right. Yeah. It looked bad. The three losses, it felt like, low-key felt like, you know what I'm saying? We felt the energy was down, but we knew once we got the tournament, we could have lost every game of the season. It's 0-0 here, so as long as you put it together when we get to the tournament, that's all that matters.
And then, Coach, how important was it playing 4 games in 4 days to come out in this one and start well and get an early lead in a game like this?
Well, I didn't think we started particularly well against Union, so that was a focal point in the pregame talk to let's start the game without 100 turnovers. Union, we just came out and just throwing the ball away like we did in the second half tonight. But I thought it helped us. I thought getting through that Union first half with all those turnovers helped us late in the game today because we, like I said, we bent, but we didn't break. So it was good, but I knew we weren't going to blow them out. I knew it was going to be a game of runs, and that's kind of what it turned out to be.
This is Derek Brown from the Chantastic Mile of Baltimore, and I'm going to ask all of you the same question that I asked Tank Davis about 6 weeks ago. What was the inner motivation to come to Baltimore and get this championship? Last year you were 3rd seed. This year you come in the 5th seed with all the hype and all the expectation on your program. What's that inner motivation that says, I'm going to come in here and get this championship?
I'll speak first. For me, it always goes back to the legacy of Winston-Salem State and the seat that I'm sitting in. You're not going to want to come here to Winston-Salem State and not win the tournament 2 years in a row. It's just not a good thing here. So that was my motivation, just along with, strategically in my office, I have a picture of Coach Gaines in my office and a picture of my father's jersey. And strategically in the gym, when we circle up before practice and at the end of practice, I strategically stand on the other side of the banners in the rafters where I can see Earl's jersey, Coach Gaines' jersey, Ted Blunt's jersey, and Jack LaFerris. So for me, my motivation is like every day. Like I'm sitting in this seat where that guy sat. So that was mine, and it's going to continue to be mine while I'm here.
Are you asking us too?
Yeah,
You got an answer too?
Yeah. Jump in.
The motivation for me was probably everything that we've been through as a team throughout the whole season, like starting from preseason until now. Like me knowing as a senior, like this lineup's gonna change every game. We ain't gonna have the same lineup every game. It's gonna change. You're gonna be ups and downs through practice, through games. We had to sacrifice. We had to sacrifice a lot for this team, for this program, because it's not like your typical program. Like it ain't one person and everybody else. No, everybody gonna have a chance. So you got to take your chance and do what you got to do with it, and be prepared and be ready. So the sacrifice you had to take for this and staying locked in and focused is what motivated me really.
What motivated me was my family, my friends, and my teammates. You know, you with them every day. You sacrifice. You putting your body on the line every game, every practice. Blood, sweat, and tears goes into this. It's really a love. It's really a joy that goes into this. So you got to fight hard every day. You can't let nobody take anything from you.
I think what motivated me was I technically wasn't even on the team back in September. So, you know, Coach Hill brought me back. And I knew, like, sometimes with me, you know, I'm not going with Samaj and Isaac. You know, to me, those are the best guards in the league. So I'm not going to have the opportunity I can every day to play, you know, but I got to bring it, whether that's in practice. You know, when Isaac went out yesterday, I had to step up in that, you know, in that position, you know, but then today I got to step, you know, on the bench, you know, so whatever Coach Hill needed me to do, Coach Beck and Coach Wilson, I was willing to get it done, you know, just blessed to be here. Yeah.
Shakira Martin with the city of Baltimore. It could be the coach or the guys. I'm curious, you know, it's been 3 years for the tournament to be here. We went through a pandemic, virtual, and all of that. What did it feel like to look in the crowd and see that your school was rocking with you, to see how many people traveled to the city of Baltimore to celebrate you guys? What was that moment like?
Well, for me, I'm like the luckiest coach in the world to have that. That's an army out there. And you all saw it. It was a lot of red. It was a lot of red in the stands behind us and across from us. And it wasn't just Baltimore. This is like every single game in the CIAA Game Center. And every single game on the road, our student body and our alumni, like, they travel. They take over gyms. So I'm a lucky coach by that. I'm a lucky coach to have the two guys working with me, Lance Beckwith and Ricky Wilson. They're some of the best coaches in our league and at this Division II level and possibly Division I. But then I have a great administration. I have the best chancellor in the world, and Chancellor Robinson, and the best AD in the world, and A.T. Thomas. They support me so much, and I like I said before, I wanted to send Chancellor Robinson out with 2 CIAA championships, and to usher Dr. Graham in with 1 as he comes in. So the support that I have is like second to zero.
Edward Lee with the Baltimore Sun. Cleo, you participated in this tournament back when it was Charlotte. How does Baltimore compare as a host? Did they meet your expectations? Are there things they could do better?
Wow, that was fire right there. No, I thought Baltimore did a great job. I thought they did a great job. The improvements they made, you know, they were visible. You know, I thought throughout the city, you know, you could see that the CIAA tournament was here, which was good for us. The host hotel was great. So I thought it was good. You know, the floor looked great. A couple of players said the floor was slippery a little bit on the logos, but the lighting was great. So I thought it was good. I give them an A. I give them an A on it.
Yes, sir. And this will be our last question.
Mia Berry with Anscape. Coach came in, took care of business. How did the next week or two look for you getting prepared for the playoffs?
Well, we're going to enjoy this one now. We're going to enjoy this because we didn't get a chance in 2020. It was COVID, so we're going to enjoy it safely. Safely enjoy it. Take a couple of days, and you know, we'll get back to seeing who's winning in other conferences, and you know, where we'll be going and who we might possibly be playing against, and prepare like we did all season and for this tournament. But we're definitely going to enjoy it, though.
Thank you, and as that was the last question, this is the end of the press conference.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Go Rams.